Hi students, welcome to Bridge Course Science class. Okay students, so last class we discussed about chemical changes and physical changes, then how to write chemical equations, then different types of chemical reactions, in that combination reaction, decomposition, displacement and double displacement. Then what are the differences between oxidation and reduction? Okay students, today we discuss about atoms and molecules. In that, structure of atoms, then what is the meaning of valency, then molecules with examples, and how to write electronic configuration. Okay students, first see what is the meaning of atoms. See, atoms and molecules. This is an anthill. The ants are busy building. It takes many small grains of sand to make an anthill. If you take a closer look at the grains of sand under a scanning tunneling microscope, you can see that even the small grain of sand consists of millions of particles, see, which are minuscule in nature. These particles are called atoms. Understood? So atoms are the building blocks of all material. Atoms are made up of three types of particles. That is called protons, neutrons and electrons. Next, atoms as a central nucleus with protons and neutrons in it. Protons are positively charged and neutrons have no charge. So the nucleus is positively charged. Protons and neutrons are collectively called nucleons. Next, electrons are negatively charged and are located around the nucleus. An atom has the same number of negatively charged electrons as it has positively charged protons in the nucleus. Therefore, atoms are electrically neutral. So, electrons are distributed in a definite path around the nucleus and are called shells or orbits. This concept was introduced by names Niels Henrik David Bohr. According to Bohr, different electrons revolve around the nucleus in their own different orbits. The atoms has been compared to the solar system. In an atom, the nucleus is the sun and the electrons are planets, just like planets in the solar system. Each electron revolves around the nucleus in its own different orbit. The orbits of shells are represented by the letters, that is K, L, M, N, etc. The maximum number of electrons present in a shell is given by the formula n square, where n is the orbit number of energy cells. The first orbit or K shell can have the second orbit or L shell can have 8 and M shell have 18 electrons and N shell is 32. The electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom are called valency. This is very important. The shells which valency electrons occupy is called the valency shell. Next, molecules. Molecules is in a general group of two or more atoms that is chemically bonded together. That is very important. So, chemically bonded together atoms combine chemically by external force, for example, heat and light. This leads to the formation of molecules. During the formation of a molecule, atoms lose the valency electrons or gain electrons from other atoms. For example, so instead, if two pieces of wax are to be joined, they are heated. After heating, the two pieces are pressed together to form a single structure. Here, heat is a chemical factor which is responsible for joining the molecules of wax pieces. There are two main types of bonds. One is the covalent and ionic bond. If a molecule is made up of atoms of the same element, it is called a homoatomic molecules. Example, oxygen. If the molecule is made up of atoms of different elements, it is called a heteroatomic molecule. Okay students, let us see how to write electronic configuration for nitrogen. The first thing that we need to do, how to write electronic configuration. First, nitrogen is to find the number of electrons that will arrange around the nucleus. We can do that by looking at the periodic table, finding the element and looking at the atomic number. That's the number of protons, but it's also the number of electrons, and once we have the number of electrons, we can write the electron configuration for nitrogen. So the electron, let's try it. We have nitrogen and it has 7 electrons. So we will start with the 1s and we will go down there. That's the first orbital 1s, and s orbitals can hold up to 2 electrons. So we will put 2 for the number of electrons in the 1s orbital. We will go down the 2s, and that will also hold 2. We will then go down the next row and we will have 2 p's can hold up to 6 electrons, but we only need 3 more to complete the electron configuration. For nitrogen, so we are just going to put 3 in. The 2p orbital, if you look at the electron configuration, here for nitrogen, you can see that we have 2 plus 3, that equals 7 electrons, which is the number of electrons for the nitrogen atoms. So our configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Okay students, let us see another example, potassium. To find the electron configuration for potassium, we will look on the periodic table and find the atomic number. That's the number above the element symbol. It tells us the number of protons, but it also tells us the number of electrons. And once we know the number of electrons, we can write the electronic configuration for potassium. For potassium, we will use the chart on the right to help us. So we go down the first row and we have 1s. So s orbitals can hold up to 2 electrons in that first orbital. Then we have the 2s in the second row that can hold 2 electrons. We go to the third row and the first term is 2p. So p orbitals can hold up to 6 electrons. So we will put all 6 electrons in that. 2p orbitals we have used a total of 10 electrons. So far we have 19 for potassium also in the third row. We have the 3s, we will put 2 there. Then we will go to the next row. In the fourth row we have 3p. We will put 6 electrons in the 3p. At this point we have used 18 electrons. We only need one more to get to that 19. So after the 3p, so the fourth row we have that 4 electrons. So all we need to do is put 1 electron. There are 2 place, 2 place, 6 place, 2 place, 6 place and 1. It gives us a total of 19 electrons we have for the potassium atom. So that is the electron configuration for potassium. This is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s1. Okay students, so understood? Okay, so next class we discuss about metals and non-metals. Thank you.